more diabetes, reverse diabetes, goodbye diabetes. We can make it work, we can make it work, we can make it work, we can make it work. Push back diabetes, no more diabetes, reverse it. We can make it work, we can make it work, we can make it work, we can make it work. Can do anything we put the mind to. The body exercise and quit the smoking. No more alcohol, no more cigarettes. Skip the sugar drink, we can be sugar free. At our church every day we'll make that.
My name is McClendon and I'm in the 10th grade.
Can you share the moment you were diagnosed with type 1 diabetes and how old were you?
I was 4 years old when I was first diagnosed with diabetes.
Do you remember anything about that moment?
No, not really. I was very young. I do remember I was like very sick and I was like very skinny and I was vomiting a lot.
How has your understanding of diabetes changed since then?
I'd say that I've come a long way. From then I've gotten better in my body and everything like that.
What does a typical day of managing your diabetes look like for you?
Every day I have to give myself insulin and give myself a bolus. Bolus is when I give myself insulin, and I have to always monitor my blood sugar every day, and that's what I do.
How often do you have to check your blood sugar or monitor your levels?
I have to check it every day, like every hour or so, see what it is, if I need to make any corrections, anything.
Okay. Do you use a pump, injections, or a continuous glucose monitor?
Yes, I use an insulin pump that gives me insulin, and I also use a Dexcom to monitor my blood sugar off my phone.
Have you noticed a difference in the Dexcom helping?
Yes, it comes in handy a lot. Instead of me using a finger stick, I can just look at my phone and see what it is and go off of there.
What is the hardest part about your daily management?
The hardest part, probably making sure that I bolus for every meal that I take. I would say that's the hardest.
What is something most people don't realize about living with type 1?
That it's an autoimmune disease wherein our pancreas stops working and stops giving us insulin.
Have you ever had a scary or dangerous diabetes related moment at school or at home?
Yes, and 2 months ago I got very sick and my blood sugar wouldn't like go down, so I had to go to the doctor. They gave me fluids and they said I went into DKA, but that was like the first time that's ever happened in 12 years. So I've been doing really good with that.
What challenges do you face during sports, extracurriculars, or physical activity?
Challenges I just to keeping my blood sugar level and making sure it doesn't get too high or too low.
How do you handle highs, lows, and unexpected blood sugar swings during the school day?
For highs, I try to give myself a correction, give myself insulin, and I drink water. And for lows, I drink juice and give myself some candy and do that.
What's your favorite kind of candy?
I would say the Snickers. I would say Snickers, yeah.
How supportive have your teachers and friends been with your diabetes needs at school?
The teachers and my friends have been very supportive and helpful. If I needed like candy, I didn't have any, a teacher would give me some.
Do you ever feel different or singled out because of your diabetes?
No, I don't ever feel singled out or different. Everybody treats me the same, and most of the time people don't even know I have diabetes unless I tell them.
What would help schools do a better job supporting diabetic students?
Just being very supportive. If they don't have something, like always keeping something handy for us to have.
What has living with type 1 diabetes taught you about yourself?
The adversity, keep going. There's always something that could possibly go wrong, but just keep going on and on.
What obstacles have you overcome since your diagnosis that you're proud of?
Switching from shots when I was first diagnosed to using an insulin pump and it's helped me in my everyday life for the activities I do playing baseball and football.
How do you stay motivated or positive on tough days?
I wouldn't say like days are like very tough. I just have to keep sure my blood sugar's in range and things of that nature.
Do you consider your diabetes part of your identity? Why or why not?
I wouldn't say it's like my identity. It doesn't stop me from doing anything. I just have to live with it, and yeah.
Who has been your biggest supporter throughout your journey?
My family and my parents. They've helped me a lot since when I was younger, helping me get adjusted to having diabetes.
How has your family helped you learn to manage your diabetes?
They're always on top of me, telling me to remember to bolus, check my blood sugar, and make sure it's in range.
Are there any nurses, coaches, or teachers who have made a difference for you?
I wouldn't say there's like a specific teacher or coach or anything, but they've all been very helpful if I needed anything.
What do you wish people knew about type 1 and that they usually don't consider?
I would say that type 1 is something you can't control, in that it has nothing to do with your blood pressure. A lot of people say that to me, like my blood pressure, but I wouldn't say it has anything to do with that.
What message would you give to another student newly diagnosed with type 1 diabetes?
It's a journey. You just have to keep pushing and going, and it's going to get better as the years go on.
How can others around you be more supportive or aware of your diagnosis?
If they have questions, just ask me or like help me if I needed something and I didn't have anything.
And what do you hope people take away from hearing your story today?
That everybody goes through stuff, and that everybody goes through adversity, and just keep going and pushing.
All right, okay. Good job.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Piper. I'm a junior here at Catholic.
Can you share the moment you were diagnosed with type 1 diabetes and how old were you?
I was in 5th grade, so I was like 10 years old probably. And I remember I was just so confused. So I wrote about this like in my college essay. Like I was like writing about like the day I was diagnosed. And I was remembering it, and I was like, I know that I thought it was rabies at first. That was just the first, that's what it sounded like in my mind. So I was just really confused. Like my mom was upset and I could tell, so I was like nervous. But yeah, then I figured out what it was and I was like, oh, that's different.
What you were feeling physically or emotionally at the time of your diagnosis?
Pretty much just confusion, because I didn't really like know what it was or like what it was gonna, like how it was gonna impact me. But I just knew that I was gonna like do everything on my own. Like that was gonna be just something that I wasn't gonna let like other people do for me. And just like from the first day I was diagnosed with it, like I've always done it myself.
How has your understanding of diabetes changed since the day you were diagnosed?
Well, I've like learned more about it through like camp and like school. Like at school, like there's different things that we like can learn in class about it, and so I've just like developed a deeper understanding of it and like how it like impacts other people differently. Like I keep saying like, but yeah, pretty much.
Camp. What camp do you go to?
Camp Still Harris. I go to the one at the beginning of summer in Camp Aska, which is in Alabama. It's on Lake Martin. I've gone for every year since I've been diagnosed. So I just recently hit 7 years. So yeah.
So is this camp for people that have been diagnosed with diabetes?
Yes.
Okay, what does a typical day of managing your diabetes look like for you?
Wake up, hit or miss whether I am hungry in the morning, so that like determines if I take insulin in the morning, because sometimes like I'll eat like food that doesn't have carbs in it, so then I don't have to bolus. But sometimes like I'll get Starbucks, so then I need to take insulin like before I drink the Starbucks, so that like the sugar and like the insulin's like hitting me at the same time.
How often do you have to check your blood sugar or monitor your levels throughout the day?
Like at school, I am not just like religiously like checking it, making sure I'm okay. But like if I feel thirsty, then I know that I'm high. If I feel like shaky, I know that I'm low. Sometimes I check it at lunch, I check it before school. Sometimes I'll check it in between classes, but it's not like I've learned that it stays like managed on its own, so that it doesn't need to like get overwhelming me all day. But then I check it right after school.
Do you use a pump, injections, or a continuous glucose monitor, and how does this help you?
I use a continuous glucose monitor, and it's a pump, but it's a pod because it doesn't have like the tubing. So it really just like helps me manage it, because then I don't have to take shots and like carry around like a pen and needles and like the finger pricking thing. So that's what the continuous glucose monitor helps with. I just call it a CGM or my Dexcom. And then I'm on the Omnipod, and it makes my life so much easier just to be able to go on my phone and do what I need to do instead of stabbing myself.
What's the difference between an Omnipod and a Dexcom?
An Omnipod is the one that gives me insulin. It's about this big. I change it every 3 days because the insulin is going to run out at some point. And the Dexcom is my continuous glucose monitor. And I change it every 10 days, and it monitors my blood sugar, and yeah.
What is the hardest part of your daily management?
Usually it's lunchtime. I sometimes don't know how to like gauge the carbs. Like even if I look it up, it's just like you never know. And that's usually whenever my blood sugar goes high, is right after lunch. Then it comes back down, but lunch is just the typical spike that I have. No matter if I over bolus or under bolus, it always spikes.
What is something most people don't realize about living with type 1?
I don't think many people like know that I have to do all this stuff for me. Like people don't know that I have 2 things attached to my body. Like people don't know that I have something that like I do have to constantly worry about, no matter how like under control it is. And in general, people don't usually like know the difference between type 1 and type 2. Like they don't know the difference. Like some people are like, oh, that's what my grandma has, and I'm like, is it type 1 or type 2? Like there's a difference. So
when people say like, you know, they don't know the difference between type 1 and type 2, for you, what is the defining thing between type 1 and type 2, not like definition wise?
Type 1 is genetic. Like you can't help that you get type 1. That's what I have. Like I'm just born and like my beta cells kill my pancreas, and it's just. And then type 2, there's like a couple different things. Like you could be pre-diabetic, like it could be genetics, but like, and so you just have to watch it because then you're pre-diabetic, or like sometimes like overeating. Like that's what people like typically like their stereotypical diabetes is.
Have you ever had a scary or dangerous diabetes related moment at school or at home?
Not really at school. Like I'll go low, I'll go high, but like it's never really scared me before. At home, I do remember one night really like vividly. It was like the middle of the night, and my blood sugar was like in the 20s, and it was just like, it was bad. Like I woke up and my parents were like trying to keep me awake, like trying to get me to eat and like not like pass out before like I went too low, or like just get my blood sugar up before I went back to sleep.
What challenges do you face during your sports, extracurriculars, or physical activity with keeping your levels in check?
At practice, it'll go low, and it's just like, ugh, because then I have to sit and I have to eat and wait for my blood sugar to come back up before I get back into practice. And like I hate sitting there and waiting and watching my teammates play, and I just want to go back. But my coaches are really understanding with all that.
How do you handle your highs, lows, and unexpected blood sugar swings during the school day?
Well, usually it beeps if I'm low. I have my high alarms turned off because like after meal, I don't want it just like beeping at me, but like I can feel if I'm high, so then I am sometimes constantly checking it just for a short amount of time to like make sure I'm taking insulin, make sure my blood sugar comes down, like I'm drinking a lot of water, because that's all things that help my blood sugar get back down.
Do you have a favorite candy that you eat?
Milk Duds. And then like the cookies and cream Hershey bars, those are so good.
Do you feel like people may misunderstand your condition, or like what's the biggest misconception about diabetes?
It's really it just is people mixing up type 1 and type 2. Like they really just don't know the difference, or like they just don't know what it is. Like they don't know like if that's actually something serious, and like it's not something you really like joke about. I mean, like yeah, like my friends joke about it. It's like whatever, but like some people just, I don't know. It's like frustrating when people like don't understand it, but like then I feel better once I explain it to them.
How supportive have your teachers and friends been with your diabetes needs?
My friends are amazing. My friends, like some of them are so, like they understand it so well. Like one of my friends, Ellie, she put like one of the Dexcoms on her arm, like for my diversity, that was a couple weeks ago. And like a couple of my friends over the years have like had my numbers on their app, like on their phone. Like they got the app to follow my numbers, and then they just like know what to do. Like if I'm low, like they ask, do I need a snack? And like sometimes I'm high, they're like, okay, like do you need anything? Like do you need something? And I'm just really appreciative. And then teachers have always been great about it. Usually they're definitely more educated than my friends are, but yeah.
Do you feel like you're singled out or feel different because of your diabetes?
Well, that is just one more thing that I have like on top of school and like social life and just like all that. It's just one more thing that I have to make sure is handled before I go to sleep at night, before I go play sports. Like it's just one more thing that I have to worry about. But like sometimes it's really overwhelming and stressful, and like it's like so annoying. My blood sugar won't come down. Like if it's high and it stays high, no matter what I do, like it's just like it adds more stress to my life. But like I've just learned how to like manage it. But there are still times where it just comes up and it's just a lot.
What would help schools do a better job supporting diabetic students?
Just our school, I think, does well with it because like they do introduce all the diabetics to each other. Like I think at the beginning of the year, like they just call everyone up, be like, these are all the people with diabetes, blah blah blah. Like I think that happened this year. I know it did happen last year, but yeah. And I don't know, like I haven't really thought too much into that. I mean, it's nice. I don't really know, like it would be nice if the kids knew more about it, but like that's something like you have to learn like in like biology class or something, like yeah.
Which leads us to our next question. What do you wish your classmates understood about type 1?
Just like when my blood sugar's low, it's not just like shove my face full of candy. Like there's different things I eat. I just like people, it is funny though, because like people like whenever I like my monitor beeps, like they'll go beep beep beep, and it's just like they don't even know what they're like beeping for. Like I don't really know, but it's like funny, but it's a lot sometimes.
What has living with type 1 diabetes taught you about yourself?
That I like to be in control. The very first, like whenever I was diagnosed, I gave myself the first shot. I didn't let the doctor do it. It just told me that I like to be in control of my own body. Like I don't like other people. Like I would hate when someone else gives me a shot or something like that. Like I hate going to the doctor and getting the doctor shots. Like I just like to be in control of myself.
How do you stay motivated on the tough days?
I'm special. I have diabetes. No, it's just like I just tell myself like your blood sugar will come down eventually. Like it's just all gonna be fine. Like 24 hours. Like you're literally gonna forget about this. Like just you'll move on.
What do you feel when your blood sugar is high? Like what is your body feeling?
Well, I didn't used to feel it, but like I started like just getting like I just get really thirsty. Like I just have a need to drink water, and then I down a whole bottle, and I'm like I'm still thirsty. So then like I know I'm high, and I just need to keep taking insulin. If I'm high for too long, I do get really tired, and then when my blood sugar's low, I just feel shaky and dizzy, and just like I need to sit down. Like I don't know, it's just tired, kind of.
Do you consider your diabetes part of your identity?
Yeah, I do, because it's like whenever we're like doing an icebreaker and it's like fun fact about yourself, it's I have diabetes, like, and people are like, oh wow, cool. Like it's not something like I try and hide. Like I have learned to embrace. Like in 5th grade, whenever I was freshly diagnosed, or in 6th grade, like I would talk to the teachers in private about it. Like I would hide my phone, I would hide like all of that stuff. But like throughout the years, I'm like, so what? Like if people want to know me, they're gonna know that I have diabetes. Like it's not something I have to worry about.
Who has been your biggest supporter throughout your journey?
My parents have always been really good. They've just always been really worried for me, and they've always like wanted to make sure I'm on top of it. They've let me like do it myself. And then recently, like my friends have gotten really good about like supporting me with my diabetes, and just them understanding what it is and like taking the time to like learn about it is just really like special to me, and I just love. And my camp friends definitely.
How has your family helped you learn to manage your diabetes?
Ooh, okay, so my parents, like they do want me to not be high, they don't want me to be low, like they really do like push me to like keep my blood sugar in the right zone, which is good, it's healthy. It's good that they do that for me, because then like it like keeps me knowing that like it's so like urgent that I take care of myself, and that just really helps.
Are there any nurses, coaches, teachers, or friends who've made a difference for you? It's okay if not.
Well, there's always been nurses at like the schools that I go to. Like St. Paul's, there's a nurse, and she actually is here at Catholic as well. Like I still like see her, and it's nice to see her whenever I do. And then, yeah, really Ellie, like there's been like scares, and Ellie's always been there for me. And then my other friends like being like curious about it has always been nice. But Ellie, like she'd put the monitor on, she was one of the people that like had my blood sugar in her phone, she's just always been great.
What message would you give to another student newly diagnosed with type 1 diabetes?
Don't let it control you. It's scary at first, but when you get used to it, it's just part of your daily routine. Like it's just another thing that you check off the list in the morning, like brushing your teeth and putting on your shoes. Like it's not, like don't be scared that it's gonna change your life for the worse, because it's not.
How can others be more supportive or aware of diabetes?
Like I said, like learning about it in school is nice, because then people, like we learn about diabetes and like glucose and like all of that. But it would be nice if like people actually learn the difference between type 1 and type 2. That's just one thing that does kind of like bug me, is when someone asks, oh, you don't look big, like stuff like that. It's just like, yeah, I just wish people were educated.
And what do you hope people will take away from hearing your story today?
I hope people just know that like it's not something that controls your life. Like it's just another part of you. Like it's just part of your personality. Like it's just part of who you are, and it's just not something that controls you. And you should embrace diabetes, and you shouldn't be afraid if someone else has diabetes that you don't know what it is. Like you shouldn't like tiptoe around them. Like go ask them about it. Like understand what it's about.
All right, thank you, Ms. Piper.
Of course.
Hi, I'm Nick Shashaty. I'm a senior here at Pensacola Catholic High School, and I play baseball and I swim.
Can you share the moment you were diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, and how old were you?
It was 2019, and it was in April. I believe I was in 5th grade, and I remember telling my mom, like, I don't feel well. I felt like everything that I ate just wasn't being processed properly. I felt terrible. I lost a lot of weight too. I looked very, very skinny. I lost, I think, 9 pounds in 2 weeks. So I was getting really concerned. So that's when I finally asked my mom, like, hey, can we get checked out? I don't feel right.
What do you remember feeling when the doctor told you had type 1 diabetes?
I was really confused at first, because to me, it just felt like I was just very tired, and I was losing a lot of sleep. But I didn't realize how big of an effect my body was having. Like I wasn't actually processing the food that I ate. Like I was fasting for about 2 weeks. So technically everything I ate wasn't being processed properly. So I was very confused, and I was also very scared because I only heard about diabetes from like jokes or memes. But when I actually heard that I could have it, I was confused and scared.
How has your understanding of diabetes changed since then?
I definitely understand it a lot more now. I learned that it's not based off of how much candy I ate or how much sugar I consumed. It was just unlucky, but now I have to manage myself and manage what I eat so that I can stay healthy and live longer.
What's your favorite candy?
I'd have to say Skittles or Snickers. Skittles are just it's a quick fix when my sugars are low, and Snickers I like chocolate a lot, so yeah.
What does a typical day of managing your diabetes look like for you?
When I wake up, the first thing I do is I check my phone, make sure my sugars are good, and then I'll check my fantasy team, make sure everything's good. But I then go eat breakfast. I don't really eat a heavy breakfast. It's usually something light, but when it gets to lunch, that's where things can get tricky, especially at school, because I'm stationary, I'm sitting at a desk most of the days, and that's when my sugars tend to go a lot higher, and then I'm battling most days high blood sugars throughout the afternoon, but then it settles down for dinner.
How often do you say you check your blood sugar or monitor your levels?
I'd say I check it around 10 to 30 times. Some days I just feel really good and I can tell I don't need to check my sugars, and then most days I'm like, I feel awful, I need to check, make sure I'm good.
Do you use a pump, injections, or a CGM?
I use a Tandem Mobi. It's a pump connected to my phone. It makes dosing much easier. I just have to throw in the amount of carbs I'm eating, and it just doses the exact amount. And then I have a Dexcom G7, and it monitors my blood sugar 24/7. Sorry.
No, you're good. What is the hardest part of your daily management?
Definitely keeping the sugars regulated, because it affects my performance, not just in sports, but it affects me mentally too. It affects how I feel. It can make me tired, it can make me out of it can make me angry, so definitely just keeping the sugars in check.
What is something most people don't realize about living with type 1?
We lose a lot of sleep at night because sometimes our sugars will be all over the place and our body just won't go to rest. And that we can eat whatever we want, we just have to dose for it.
Have you ever had a scary or dangerous diabetes-related moment at school or at home?
Yes, I have actually, and it was on my mom's birthday, and this was my first year of having diabetes or being diagnosed. We were playing manhunt, and I was in a tree hiding for about 30 minutes, and I was climbing down, and I just feel completely awful, like out of it. And then when we went to check my blood sugar, it was at an all-time low of 26, which is very, very scary.
So what challenges do you face during sports, extracurriculars, or any physical activity?
Once again, keeping the sugars managed. When I'm high, I'm less reactive, especially in the sports that I play, baseball. You have to be extremely reactive to everything. Swim, same thing. I mean, when my sugars are high, I can also feel lethargic, so I'm not as attentive, you could say. And then when I'm low, I just feel completely out of it, kind of dizzy, so just keeping it in check.
How do you handle your highs and lows on, unexpected blood sugar swings during the day?
Usually I just drink a lot of water. Water always helps, just kind of flushing out all the bad blood sugars that I have going on. Yeah, I'd say just drink a lot of water, stay hydrated.
Do you feel like people misunderstand your condition sometimes, and what is the biggest misconception about having type 1?
Absolutely. A lot of people think that I was born with it. I, in fact, was not born with it, and that the needles and injections do still hurt, even though I've been using needles in a medical form for almost 7 years.
How supportive have your teachers and friends been with your diabetes needs?
They have been amazing. All my friends, all my teachers, everybody, coaches, family members, everyone has just been super welcoming and helpful.
Is there a teacher or a friend here at campus that you really rely on those hard days?
There's multiple. I'll just say 3 of them. Coach Haynes, my baseball coach, he always has a bag of Skittles with him just in case I go low, or he's always holding my phone whenever I'm playing a game, so he'll just help me monitor so I don't have to worry about diabetes and baseball. I can just worry about baseball. And then Miss Remke, she always has snacks for me in her classroom. Sometimes my sugars won't even be bad. I'll just go in and grab a snack. And then I will say one of my good friends, his name's Colton a lot. Lately he has been helping me out recently. He's been managing it with me. He's been asking me like a bunch of questions, just kind of get to know me so that he can help me.
Do you feel different or singled out because of your diagnosis?
I used to, because as a diabetic, there's a lot of things you can't and shouldn't do, or not can't and shouldn't do. There's a lot of things that affect you differently than the average person. So there are times where I do feel different, but realizing that it's not gonna make me who I am kind of puts me away from feeling different from everybody else.
What would help schools do a better job supporting diabetic students?
More snacks in the classrooms, for sure.
And then what do you wish your classmates understood about type 1 diabetes?
That it's hard. Some days I'm not always 100%. Most days I'm actually not 100%, but I try, and I don't expect them to understand because it's not their fault that they don't understand. No one has told them or taught them about it, but I would say just kind of on their own time kind of look it up and see how different lifestyles we live, kind of thing.
What is living with type 1 diabetes taught you about yourself?
That I can do anything, that something as big as diabetes can't hold me back from doing what I really want to do in life. And just staying hydrated, just drinking a lot of water, and always having a candy bar on you.
How do you stay motivated on your tough days?
Well, usually I start my morning telling God that I got this, I'm gonna do this, and that. Like, I'll set goals for the day, and even if at the end of the day I don't accomplish them, I'm still proud of myself for getting up and getting out of bed, and I thank Him that I'm alive and well.
Do you consider your diabetes a part of your identity?
Absolutely. A while ago, I wish it wasn't, but lately I've matured and took it in as part of my identity, because that alone has helped not only me but other people with diabetes realize that nothing can stop them.
How has your family helped you learn to manage your diabetes?
They've done a great job, especially my dad. When I was in the hospital, scared out of my mind, he was in the corner researching as fast as possible what to do, how to manage it, what snacks to eat when low, what to do when you're high. And yeah, he was probably my biggest supporter. That and my mom, but my dad researched more when we were in the hospital bed.
What do you wish people knew about type 1?
I would say that everything has an effect on us. and that even running, going outside, or even drinking a protein shake has an effect on us and how we act. Our emotions also can affect our blood sugars. Like if you're in a very tight game or it's really close, the adrenaline spike can spike your sugars. So just little things like that can tamper with your blood sugar.
What message would you give to another student newly diagnosed with type 1 diabetes?
I would tell them what my mom told me back then in the hospital. I would tell them that you may have diabetes, but diabetes will never have you. And that essentially means that you may have this disease, but you're not going to let it stop you from doing what you really want to do in life.
How can others be more supportive or aware of your diagnosis?
I would say just take a second and I wouldn't say research it, but just kind of get to know the basic knowledge of type 1 diabetes, just so you can understand just a little of how I go about life.
And then what do you hope people take away from our conversation today?
That not just diabetes, but nothing too big can stop you from being who you really want to be in life, and to always follow your dreams.
All right, well, thank you, Nick.
Thank you so much.
This fight is global, this enemy is vicious, but we can defeat it. If we make the choice, we can make it work. If we make the choice, we can make it work. Can do anything we put the mind to. Put the body exercise and quit the smoking.